Hello and welcome to another video on Python Essentials. This is Nikhil. So we had a previous video where we talked about how to create the Fibonacci series of numbers. Let us now utilize the user-defined functionality within Python. So we will be basically creating a function that can run the Fibonacci series for any number of values. That basically means we'll be entering the number of values as a parameter. Let's call it num. So as we are aware, basically we're talking about the Fibonacci series as being 1, 2, and the next number would be the sum of the previous two numbers, which is 3. 2 plus 3 now creates 5. 3 plus 5 creates 8, and so on. This is the general structure we are looking for. And if you really look at the first two numbers, it doesn't quite follow the same pattern because you don't have two numbers before it. So what we could do is things start with creating a docstring. The function will generate the Fibonacci series. For number of values input. And right after that, we can talk about what really num is. Num could be any positive number. So if using the if function, we first have to get 1 and 2 out of the way. If number is equal to 1, we simply say series is equal to the list containing only the element 1. Similarly, if we can call this elif, alternately, which is the condition independent of the first one, where we have num is equal to 2, we're talking about 1 and 2 being the only values. So eventually we will be just running a command to say return the series. Else would basically mean number is greater than 2, in which case now we can talk about our regular application or regular formula that you can apply, which would be generic for the remaining numbers. So say series is equal to 1, 2, because that becomes the initializing series. And to this, we can apply a loop for I in range. Now, if you're talking about the third number, you're really going to add only one number, which means if we say 3, we're talking about adding 3 values, right? If you're only talking about adding one value instead of 3, you'd have to subtract it by 2. So we probably have num minus 2 as the range, right? And for that range, we're talking about the next Fibonacci number, which would be fib, and that would be series, the last value of the series plus the second last value. All right. And we would append this number fib to the series itself using the append function. Append fib to the series. And what we now need to do is basically if elif and else in the same alignment, we're talking about returning the value of the series, right? Let's see if this is working for us. So say you have Fibonacci 3. Okay, you have the third value appended. If we are asking for 6 values, 1, 2, 3. You can see the series generated here. You're basically adding that many. So you can go for as many as we want, and we have the required list. So quickly to touch upon what the function will do, we can always call this docstring, and it tells us what the function was created for.